What if the pivot I have has no
expired?
Yeah, it's expired or there's no demand for it.
Well, you got to keep looking. So come talk to us. We'll help you.
My pivot is in repairing typewriters.
Well, then we'll find you a niche marketing
There's a demand for
Instagram. Yeah, there are people who collect
Vintage
ancient
typewriters.
Yes.
Ancient typewriters. You're talking about the
I'm talking about
device from the old...
talking about cameras, anything that has a mechanical thing.
Yeah. Thingamajig.
Well, thingamajig.
And
so
I think...
we'll help you identify and then we'll help you to reframe your thought process because a lot of us tend to downplay what we have to offer. And sometimes we also don't have that language. We'll help you identify it. We'll give you the words for it, build your vocabulary around it, and hopefully help you identify and curate a narrative that works for you because, you just have to go find something.
Actually, you're right. A lot of times...
Right.
Yes, she's Miss Right.
Always right.
Her first name is Always. Very often, for those people who say that I don't have my pivot, I do not know what my pivots are, you probably already have them. You haven't realized them yet, or you haven't given breath to it yet because you haven't identified it, you haven't given it a name, and there might be a demand for it in the public.
You never know.
And that's why you talk to us. The very first meeting that we have with you, we spent close to 2.5 hours just doing a very, very deep dive to find out what your pivots are. And your pivots may not just be about starting a business, but are there other industries who would love to have the experience that you have? Are there other companies who would love to have the knowledge which you have gained in that particular project, which you thought like, I only rolled out that project for 16 countries, and just save only $4 billion in revenue for... that was nothing much, But hey, there are a lot of companies who might want it.
A lot of people won't even be able to quantify that. They'll just say, I just did this change management thing.
Yeah. I managed that project.
And I ran this, and I'm really good at project management.
I was part of the team that
I contributed to the Asian Voice for something or other.
Yeah, but she was
not.
running it.
You'd be surprised at how many individuals tend to downplay their career pivots. Yeah.
So a lot of times it is tough to find a career pivot simply because you're in the thick of it. Like what I always say, fish do not know they are wet. Okay, because you're in the water all the time.
Do you always say it? No, I've never heard it.
Okay, well, fish do not know that they are wet. Stupid people do not know that. Okay, never mind. But it's
so we do get objections. Individuals who are feeling a little bit stressed out, and you go, but what if? And I get this question a lot. What if the market is bad, or what if there's no demand for what I have to offer? What if? So what if?
Go find out. Okay, go find out. Seriously, you don't know until you poke around. And,
yes.
And you can expedite your learning process, your questions that you might have, just very simply by talking to us.
Yeah. And we'll tell you, we'll probably be able to share with you and point you to the direction that you should be looking. And there are so many resources out there today. So LinkedIn is a great resource.
Oh, it's amazing.
If you go on LinkedIn, you can literally look at other people's journey and realize that they've done the same thing that you are planning to do. Yeah. You could potentially reach out and ask them for advice, or you can emulate. And the fact that, but just the psychology of it, knowing that it's possible.
Yes.
It gives you confidence,
an idea,
to go
direction.
out there and try.
True story. So I was once asked to assist this cabin crew. Okay, because she had left she kind of retired from cabin crewing. Okay, and she was wondering what to do next. So I told her, go online, look for people who have cabin crew in their back, cabin crew history, and where they ended up.
Yep.
And we poked around. We found out that many of them ended up in frontline sales. They ended up in hospitality. And there was one particular individual she thought was really, really cool, because this lady ended up in a very one of those brands, okay, which I probably cannot pronounce. I'll murder the name if I pronounce it. And this person ended up being the merchandising director for that brand, okay? And she was going like, wow, I wish I could do that job. And I said, you go and connect to her and go and find out and talk. Connected, she ended up working for her. She's doing very fine there now. So she's pivoted into retail.
It's the thing about a lot of jobs. And sometimes you hear us talk about skills, But there are so many skills, and more importantly, combinations of skills.
Yeah.
When you combine these skills together, it creates a brand new entity. It's a unique value proposition. Again, these are terms that are overused.
Yeah.
Way overused.
It's a brave new world out there.
But when you combine certain skill sets together and then you layer on an industry and you layer on your network and you layer on your work experience and your knowledge, right? You become very, very sellable.
So let me toot my own horn. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Please flex. I shall take a break.
So it's like for myself, people ask me when I wanted to go into career coaching, the first question people ask is, what's so special about you? And I said, look, not many people, okay, have the headhunting experience, the C-suite headhunting experience which I have. So I layered that on. Because I was in life sciences, I was in tech, and I was covering a lot of finance, HR, and sales roles. I have very specific knowledge on what the companies, the clients are looking for, and therefore how do you reposition yourself if you were in that role, if you were looking for a job in that area. And of course, because I came from pedigree companies as well. So I layered on one by one, and I became the career strategist that you see today. The same for Yen as well. She has had so many different layers. And if you can identify the layers, they become like legs on the chair of a stool. Okay, the more legs you have, the more stable, the more desirable the more you want to sit on the chair. I'm not saying your chair, but
no.
But the whole idea is basically the stability and the value. The more legs you have, the more value you have. So you need to be able to find those career pivots, and the more pivots you have, the better.
Yeah.
And
so
if
you need help, again, perspective. And vocabulary, which, by the way, is one of the biggest things. Sometimes you can't articulate that skill. Sometimes you can't articulate that value proposition. Or you're using words that ChatGPT gives you, which, by the way, is generic. Don't. Sometimes I hear it when someone talks to me and they're spitting the words at me, and I'm going like, this sounds like a session you've had with someone. So you're not unique in your voice. Come talk to us and we'll give you a unique voice.
So find your career pivots. Okay, take time off, look at what you've done, or you can shortcut the whole thing. Come talk to us, info@careeragility.org. We'll be able to give you the vocabulary. As I said, our very first session involves a 2.5 to 3 hours sit down. We're going to peel away all the layers of the onion skin, and there'll be a lot of crying as well.
No,
I'm just kidding about that crying. But
Adrian makes it sound scary. No, it's not scary at all. So you can reach out to us for our deep dive sessions, or you can reach out to us for our career clinics. We have different, sizes to fit all individuals. And we're here for you.
Yeah. Drop us a note. info@careeragility.org. And have a great weekend ahead. So our homework for you today, for this weekend, is this. What are your career pivots? Okay, name me at least 5. And
5
if you
only?
can name 5 for running start. Okay, give 5 names to 5 career pivots that you have. Ask yourself, number 1, am I good at it or not? Because no point having a career pivot which you're lousy at it. Okay?
That's huge.
Number 2, is there a demand for it?
Yes.
And who's going to buy? Okay. And once you've got the information, come talk to us, because we can put them all together for you and come up with a nice career strategy. In the meantime, have a great weekend ahead and take care, folks. Bye.